right now on News Channel 5.
It is 4:59 on your Wednesday morning. Right now, we are tracking a lot of rain on the radar.
Yeah, through the night, of course, parts of our area, you may have heard it, getting slammed with storms.
We have full team coverage. Glenn and Felicia are tracking the timing of those storms.
Christina Noche, she's in Fort Pierce. People saw possible tornadoes there.
Andrew Ruiz live in Vero Beach, where there was record rainfall. Some streets still flooded right now.
We do want to get right to Glenn Glazer, who can update on us how this weather could be changing this morning. Right, Glenn?
Yeah, well, we had the weather alert day until 5 o'clock this morning, so we're just about there now. Felicia and I are going to allow that to expire, but we are going to keep an eye on some of the heavier rainfall moving through the area this morning. We still have showers and thunderstorms traveling through Martin County and a few in Palm Beach County. And as we look back here to the southwest, we've got more showers and thunderstorms developing along the west coast of Florida that could easily travel all the way up through Palm Beach County. It's Palm Beach County where we think we're going to see the most rainfall through the rest of the morning hours, but we still have a flood watch in effect for Okeechobee County, Indian River, St. Lucie County, and Martin County until this evening, because there was a lot of flooding there yesterday and overnight last night. And you can see some of the heavier rainfall moving through Martin County right now, traveling over toward Hobe Sound and over toward Tequesta as well. A lot of activity has moved offshore already, but we have some heavy pockets of rain moving from Belle Glade over toward West Palm right now, Boynton Beach, Boca, Delray, all with some heavier rainfall, spotty heavier rainfall pushing on through. Boca just got done with some very heavy rainfall, and there could be a lot more on the way. Felicia's going to take us hour by hour, and Felicia, we're not quite done yet, especially for Palm Beach County. This could be a very messy morning commute.
Right, Glenn. I really do think it's going to end up being a messy commute, but not for the entire area. Specifically, Palm Beach County. Of course, we've already all seen so much rain, so it probably will be a little rough going this morning, but especially in Palm Beach County, that's where we're expecting more of the rain as we head through the rest of the morning. So scattered rain going on right now. I do think at some point we could see a storm or two with some rain and lightning and maybe some small hail, but mainly just the heavy rain and the lightning. As you're heading out, don't forget your umbrella. Give yourself some extra time. It's really rainy and muggy out there. Of course, we'll have more on what you could expect for the rest of your day coming up. Mike, Ashley, or excuse me, Andrew.
Right up to it.
Hey, Felicia, yeah, we actually have some residents coming through the area right now. He's just telling me that you can't actually go down that way because of the amount of flooding that there is in this community. The water is well past my ankles, almost to, or halfway up to almost my knee. But again, it's going to be causing some inconveniences for people who live in this area. This community in particular is on 4th Street and US 1, just in that corner. And because there is no drainage in this community, it's making things a little bit more difficult. Let's take a look at the roads, though, where down on US 1 there are some closures and some signs letting you know about the additional flooding. Like Glenn and Felicia mentioned, Vero Beach picked up close to a foot of rain. Because of this, we are seeing flooding all around. In this area, you're seeing the water was past my shin. The cars driving the speed limit had to slow down drastically to get through the portion of US 1. We did notice that some cars remained stranded overnight because at one point yesterday, it took about 4 hours for any of these tow trucks to get to these cars because of the amount of demand that there was. So the best advice here is that if you're not sure if you can make it through, it's probably best to turn around and go another way. There also are some places that you should avoid. We have that on Wptv.com, so make sure to check it out, because when you're coming outside, we don't want you to get stranded when you're going through some of this heavy rainfall area. We're live in Vero Beach. Andrew Ruiz, WPTV News Channel 5.
Vero Beach High School students and staff are getting a day off today because of all of that rain. The main campus and freshman center suffered some major flood damage throughout the buildings, forcing those classes there to be canceled.
School is also closed today at Rosewood Magnet School in Vero, flooding around the campus, making drop-off and pickup a little too dangerous. All other schools in Indian River County will be open. Buses expected to be running normally as well.
Also of note, the storms forced seniors at Port St. Lucie High School to wait an extra day to get diplomas. Last night's 7 o'clock high school graduation was postponed. It is rescheduled for 10 a.m. this morning at the Adams Arena.
All right, staying in St. Lucie County, 2 different neighborhoods experienced possible tornadoes during those big storms last night.
Christina Noche is live now in Fort Pierce with a look at some of the damage and what's next for that neighborhood. Christina.
Yeah, Mike Ashley, people living at Roadrunner RV Park had quite a night last night. You can see some of the damage here as one of these trailers just completely toppled over on its side. And let me bring you around here just to show you. It's completely on its side here, falling over into this other one. And then all through here, you can see some of the damage, the furniture that's crushed and just their property destroyed. This is not the only one like this. There are at least 3 others that we saw as we're going around the park. These are about 13,000 pounds that have just been thrown over on their sides. Some of them are almost completely flipped over. And what's really interesting is then you'll go down and you'll see between the 2 that are destroyed, there'll be a house that is completely untouched, no damage at all. Now, right now, the National Weather Service is investigating to see if a tornado went through this area. That's a determination they will have to make. Luckily, looking at this damage, hard to believe no one was hurt. The Red Cross is helping out these people, though, in the meantime. We also want to let you know, as we were coming up on I-95 this morning through the Treasure Coast, there were definitely some lights out on the highway, some signs you really couldn't see. So make sure as you're driving through on those slick roads this morning, you're leaving yourself some extra time and keeping your eyes open. We're live in Fort Pierce. Christina Noche, Wptv, News Channel 5.
And we're here live in the newsroom this morning. Obviously, if you've looked outside overnight, you may have seen some real lightning. Take a look at this. Some new video coming in overnight from the Treasure Coast on Jensen Beach. You see those bolts shooting through the sky. The Treasure Coast seeing its fair share of lightning for sure. This is video from Jensen Beach. Let's go to Palm City. They also saw the lightning there, and you can see the rain that just came down with it. And as we bring you live into the newsroom here this morning, we continue to track some outages. We've seen the numbers go down in the last half hour, which is very good news. Palm Beach County now less than 300 outages in the area. As far as the Treasure Coast is concerned, seeing the most outages there, just a little less than 1,000 at this point. And speaking of the Treasure Coast, so much to talk about with the flooding that we saw yesterday. Take a look at this video. So much flooding in Vero Beach. That's right. Someone was actually able to kayak down the street. Probably not the safest thing to do, but again, record rainfall in Vero Beach yesterday, 11 inches. So much so you were able to actually kayak down the street. And speaking of streets, as we bring in Holly Davis back here in the studio at this point, there's still some that you can't drive down this morning.
Well, Chris, we're not seeing that exactly, but let's go ahead and go through what we are seeing. I know by now you kind of get the point of what's going on. You walk outside, for those of you who have flooding, you'll know that immediately. In terms of traffic, though, I know we've been talking about some of the accidents this morning. Nothing, though, in the way of major road closures on I-95, the turnpike for that matter, too, taking you to Lake Worth here. You can see speeds are fine. We probably will see this change as the morning commute progresses because more cars, will be on the road inevitably. 10th Avenue North, though, wide open right now. This really is what we're seeing throughout the Treasure Coast and the Palm Beaches, again, on those main arteries. We'll be watching those side roads carefully, but right now I think you're okay. Again, though, you may want to plan a little bit early, as you know how it gets when it rains, when it's wet out there. So we'll go ahead and say get out the door perhaps 10 minutes early just to be on the safe side.
5:07 right now. An elderly man was charged with murder, and coming up at 5:30, the reason he told investigators he had to shoot his wife.
And then a third time's a charm. Still to come, the results of the third election for a council seat in Riviera Beach. It's all coming up on your Wednesday morning on WPTV News Channel 5.